Okay, and we're back. And this time we're going to do some forms. Now, I've already made two here from an earlier take, and I'm after take up. So we're going to delete those and we're going to start again. So, delete. Do you want to delete all objects? Yes, I do, because I made a mistake. So, we're going to create some new forms. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up a form in design view and I'm going to save it. That's the first job. Now, FRM, because it's a form, and it's FRM, menu, because we're going to make a menu form. We need to facilitate database input, so we're going to need an input form to register a new cleaner and an input form to record cleaners' daily job star rating. That kind of means, in my humble opinion, for what it's worth, we also need a menu so we can switch between the two forms. So we're going to grab and start creating. So form wizard. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a cleaner table. So we've got a TBL cleaners, and we're going to want a cleaner name. We're going to want the surname. We're going to want the phone number, their email address, and their gender. We're also going to stick cleaner ID in. Bang, bang. There we go. We don't need the supervisor ID, so we can get shot of that. Then we click next, next, and FRM cleaners. It's really super simple to forget about this. And at the end of a wizard, it'll ask you to put the name in. And if you don't, just because you're going to be linking things together, and the last thing you want to see is, just when you're doing that right, it's like, oh no, I've got the naming conventions wrong. You'll lose marks, and it might kind of make your database go a bit wonky. So we've got to be really assiduous. FRM cleaners. Modify the form's design. Finish. And here it is. It's our cleaners form. Nice and simple and straightforward. I've dragged that down, so we'll give it a name. Cleaners data. Happy with that. We'll just have a quick look at it. Yeah, that's looking pretty nice, but we really need some nice buttons. So let's make some buttons. So we go to design up here and the buttons, and I always tend to use text in my buttons because it's easy to understand, and of course it wants to be easy because we don't know how clever these supervisors are. So first of all, we want to add a new record. So add new cleaner. Finish. There we go. Bang. That looks pretty. We then want to go here and we're going to have record operations, and we're going to go to, we'll just go for save. I'm going to just stick, here we go, cleaner record. Next. Dink. There we go. Happy days. So add new cleaner, save cleaner record. So that satisfies that. We also now want to be able to go back to the menu, so I'm just going to create a new button down here. This is form operations, and this time it's going to open a new form, and the new form we go to is FRM menu, and then we're just going to say return to menu. There we go. Finish. And if you want to nudge buttons and things around, you can use the arrow keys for fine control like that, just to let you know. You might want to also put in what I call the video recorder buttons. You'll have seen these on your Sky Plus remotes, I'm guessing, if you've got Sky Plus or that sort of thing. And it just lets you, move around your database, or it would let the user move around it with relative ease. Again, for something like this, you don't even need words because these are pretty much, we're using a universal symbolic language. Next record, finish, See, it's just a little bit out of whack, but I can easily slot it back into position. There we go, and bang. And go to the last record. Next. Finish. Okay, so let's just quickly see, so add new cleaner, yeah, so we can fill that in. If you click save, yeah, it'll save this information, and then here, yeah, that works, and return to menu. So just quickly, if you go to here and then you go to build event, yeah, if you stick that in, if you want to show your code for your buttons, and literally print screen, but again I'll come back to that and when we look at other things later. So we've got our cleaners database, we've got our cleaners data, that works nicely. I'm going to close that down, save changes, yeah, there you go. So what I'm going to do here is hit design view, and I'm going to make a button now to open up, yeah, so form operations, open form, bang, open the cleaners form, there we go. Just open the form and show the records, open cleaners data, there we go. Happy days, we've got a button, let's just test it works, and it does. Return to menu. Brilliant, so we now need to make a new form. Now this form's going to have quite a lot of information in, and this is part of the reason this is now on the second take, because I missed information out in the first one. So let's go to form wizard, and this time we're going to want the form to record the cleaner's daily job stars. So we'll take cleaner ID, we will take cleaner surname, we will take their surname. Brilliant. Now I'm also keeping half an eye on some of the other tasks I need to do. Provide database outputs. A form is technically an output, so I'm also keeping an eye on this. Okay, a list of cleaners with 25 stars or less. Now I'm keeping half an eye on that, but really what I'm also doing is I'm keeping an eye on this, which is one of the major points of what this database is about. And this is one of these, certainly for the technical skill, it's what separates the candidates, you know, the higher and the lower. So bang, here we go. Oh, that's my phone. Ooh, and it's nothing interesting. So I'm going to stick telephone in there, and I'm going to stick email. I'm even going to stick gender. Why not? I'm going to need my supervisor information, and I'm going to need their first name, I'm going to need their surname, and I'm going to need the email. I might be building other things off this later, you see. And finally, cleaning service. I need to know what cleaning service the cleaners have done. And finally, the rating. So we're going to have their cleaning service date and the job star rating. So as you can see, wow, that's loads of fields. So let's click next. And here you see it's done a small portion of the workforce. So all the cleaner and supervisor information is going to go on the main form, and then we're going to have a sub form, and on the sub form we're going to have the cleaning service date, and the job star rating. Now we are going to make some alterations to this later, but what I want to do is I just want to make the simplistic version first, and we'll look at the more complicated stuff later. So next, and again we just need to make some changes. Now I can't call this form FRM cleaners because hey, we've already got an FRM cleaners. So I'm going to call this cleaners and supervisors, and I've even spelt it right. Again, we've got this, so I just need to change that. We can keep rating subform, that's cool, So open and view information, and I can tell you now we are going to need to edit this. So here we go. Perfect. It's all the information we could want. Is it perfect? No. Why isn't it perfect? Well, we're cutting information off. Yeah. Now, when you're doing your evaluation, and your testing, it's going to ask what improvements did you make. We're going to need to improve this. So here's one we can talk about. So design view. Now I'm just going to get rid of the property sheet. I'm going to make this a little wider. We're going to first of all give this a new name, and the new name is going to be what can I call this? I don't know. I can't remember. What should I call it? Job star rating. Let's go for that. It's not a particularly good name. It's a name. It'll do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select these and just move those over a little bit. Now you'll notice that they've moved those as well. That's fine. So I'm just going to go ding 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 and stretch those out a bit. Now we can see all the information we need. And I'm going to do the same here and just do it the other way. Yeah, you see, we can see it all now. So I'm just going to move this a little further down because we're going to need the space to play with. Now you see, by grabbing the big box, I can just move it on it, move the bits on their own. Okay, and again, you can spend hours fiddling with these, getting them looking just so. And again, keep half a mind on that for when you're doing your evaluation. You know, if I had more time, because seriously, that 10 hours you guys have got to do this in, it's not much time. It's not much time at all, in my opinion. You are going to be spending 10 hours working hard. Admittedly, they're going to be in 2 and 3 hour chunks, but those 2 and 3 hour chunks, ladies and gents, are going to be pretty full on for you. I'm just going to open that up for a moment. We'll deal with that much later though. And then I click view, and as you can see, I've got all the information I want. And now again, let's just create some buttons. I'm not going to bother with the whole navigation buttons for the moment. You know how to make those. You've seen me do it how many times. But just for the sake of it, we are going to just do the form operations to open the menu form. You could of course just close this form if you want. I'm just going to go to open menu. Open menu, yeah, little space there would be nice. Happy days. Yeah. I mean, do you really need many buttons on this one? I'm just showing you. So we're seeing all of the person's cleans. That's perfect. And of course we can add more cleans here. So if we want to, no. Weekly clean, and bang, we can put information. Okay, so I'm just going to delete that because we don't need that record. Yes, I know. If I make it go away, you might forget I did it. No, you're not going to, are you? So, okay, I'm going to save changes. Bang. Yes to all. Primary index cannot contain null key. Just bear with me a moment. Can't save the record at this time. Well, I didn't want to save the record. Cleaners and supervisors. There we go. It's open. It works. Happy days. And yeah, we can search through there. Then you can search through the major ones there. Okay, so that's that done for the moment. We're going to need to add a little bit more to this form because this is one of the places we're going to have the switch statements on. But what I want to do at the moment is I just want to make the basics for you to be able to play with. Probably the next video I'll do will have that. But for now, we have some forms made. And there we go. Oh, we need to make a new button for this. Now, here we go. So we'll just go ding, ding, ding. Record form, open form, and then FRM, cleaners and supervisors. Show all the records, bang, in the slope and the subform as well. Open. That's a really clunky name, that, isn't it? It's, yeah, not one of my finest naming conventions. Okay, so the menu has been changed since last time you opened it. Yes, that's fine. Save, 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 and that's us done for the moment. Right, thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next video.